Today we're going to look at fluids in Blender. So I'm starting off with the default scene here. I'm going to add a cube, which you probably already have there by default. I'm going to scale it up a little bit, and I'm going to add a UV sphere, which is inside. If I hit Z to go into wireframe mode, you can see the sphere there. So at this point, I'm going to go to object mode, which is F7, the object menu. And I'm going to click on this button here, which is the physics button. I'm going to say fluids, and I'm going to make the sphere there a fluid. And I'm going to now click and choose the box, and I'm going to make that the domain. And what the domain is basically when the fluid starts moving, it's going to be restrained to the cube here. And so basically it's going to take the shape of the cube or whatever shape you use as a domain. So at this point, we can click Bake, and it'll start baking each frame, creating individual frames for the movement. That takes a little while, so I've already got it baked out here. So here we are with it baked. If I hit Alt-A, which plays my animation, you can see the animation of the fluid moving. So basically the domain becomes the fluid. It basically takes the shape of the fluid object and then flows. So at this point, I can stop that animation, and I can choose what was my fluid at this point since we've already baked it, and I can hit delete and remove that if I don't want that in there anymore. And I can still hit Alt-A to see the animation of my fluid. I can go to a certain frame. Let's go to a good frame right there. This is frame 91 in my animation here. I'll hit F12 to render that out, and you'll see we got the fluid here, and it's kind of chunky looking, I guess you could say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that object, and I'm going to go to the edit window, which is F9 here. I'm going to set smooth. Now I hit F12 to render it out. You can see it's a bit smoother looking. Another thing you can do to make it more like a fluid, depending on what type of fluid it is obviously give it a material of some sort. So I'll add a material. I'm going to just turn on, you can go and find pre-made materials online, but I'm going to turn on both ray mirror and ray transparent here, and I'm going to turn up some of these here to make it more reflective and transparent, so it's more like a fluid. And you get a little preview down here in this window. And now doing this, having kind of a glassy water effect with reflections is going to slow down your render time quite a bit. I'll hit F12 here, and you can see it's rendering a lot slower than before. But we're going to get more of a water-looking material here for the liquid. And it's reflecting the blue because my background's blue, so if you have other backgrounds that reflect it just like any water or glass would. So this was just a very quick look at fluids in Blender. You can also render out that full animation. Right now my animation is the default 250 frames, so it would take me a while to render because, as you can see, it took it says here, I think 24 seconds for it to render out this single frame. So times that by 250, that's how long it would take me to render, mainly due to the material that I put on my water object, my fluid object. But that was just a quick look at fluids. I'm going to do a few more tutorials on fluids here shortly. So thank you for watching. Visit filmsbychris.com for more video tutorials like this. Have a great day.